Teen tarot reading. So, like I've mentioned with all the other signs, I have a new deck. I'm going to be using a new spread, and the way that I interpret the cards is going to be different from what you're used to for the monthly readings. I'm not going to be doing the 10 card spread anymore. This is going to be a new format, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy it. Um, First of all, so it was a rough month for you guys last month, and I feel like you're still dealing with this residual energy, and the cards are like sticking together, so it is making it a little bit difficult to shuffle. What I'm getting here is I feel as if you're not feeling comfortable anywhere. There's a sense of frustration about you. I feel that for a lot of you, you want a place of refuge. You want a person that can accept you the way you are. You want a place with calmness, serenity, where people are not asking so many questions. You want people to accept you just the way that you are without having to answer, why you're like this, why you're like that. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's finding acceptance and love and appreciation from the person that you're with, and you're not able to get that. At the same time, I feel like for a lot of you, your old ways of living, if you've been somebody who was out playing the field, drinking every night, that has to come to an end, because I feel like it is worrying you. And I don't feel you're doing it for health reasons, but I do feel because you're trying to appease possibly new people in your life, and you're going to have to give up some old habits, okay? The old habits deals with socializing, ways in which we socialize, ways in which we are entertaining ourselves and having fun. So a lot of you are going to have to let it. You weren't happy, and moving forward, you're going to step into a new way of living your life and a new way of relating to people that is going to be more on a heartfelt level. And that's what's going to really make you happy. You don't know that yet, so that's why you're still clinging on. But I feel like you're going to be a lot happier moving forward, okay? Yeah, so I feel like drinking, socializing, and things like that. So let's get all the cards out before I start talking here. So once again, I'm not going to be reading reversal, not for this deck. Mm. So you've got good cards here. Financially, you want to be a little bit careful. Yeah. So I'm going to pull out, so these are clusters. I address them 2 cards at a time, and then we're going to pull out 3 cards here for your advice. And they're going to be face down into the very end when we go over them. So first of all, there's a lot of social activities, possibly drinking and things like that, going out, having a little bit too much fun, feeling guilty. It's like affecting your financial situation. Obviously, if you're going out partying every night, I do feel that you are going to feel it physically, but also financially as well. So this is like doing something that you're not supposed to, okay, or overindulging in a little bit too much. I feel like for a lot of you, you do it out of a sense of obligation. Like it could be a social function, it could be a business function, and you're just a little bit burned out. You're no longer finding fulfillment, enjoyment in it anymore. So I feel like for a lot of you, it is a maturation process where you might be in an entry level job, and you might try to appease everyone by going out to these happy hours every night, or just going out partying really hard with your either new friends or even senior colleagues and things like that, and you're not finding it enjoyable anymore. What I'm also feeling here, both of these cards with the Five of Cups and the Seven of Swords, this is like giving up your old ways, okay? If you were in a if you were like the perpetual bachelor or bachelorette, you're giving up your old ways. If you had an unhealthy way in which you communicate with someone, or if you are dealing with someone who is quite sneaky, who has been lying, who has been deceitful, who has been deceptive, um, and you're realizing that you don't respect them anymore and you don't love them anymore. So I feel this is something that you're going to have to do. I also sense that there is emotional distance between you and the people that you care about in your life. So, Taurus, for this month, try to really cultivate relationships that are meaningful because it's really going to make you feel quite good, okay? That's what you really need. And if you've been going around for the past few years asking yourself, why don't I have like, those emotionally gratifying talks with the people in my life? Well, you have to seek out those relationships, the ones that are nurturing, rather than the ones that are fun. Fun is fine, but if you can't connect to somebody on an emotional level, it can be long term. It can indicate a lot of suppressed feelings. It can just be, you need more emotional connections with other people, is what I'm feeling. You need to have that, okay? And I feel like a lot of the friends around you, they might have been just superficial, and you're going to have to screen them out better, okay? So the second cluster that we're dealing with is your public life. And first of all, we have the Ace of Cups and the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a card about getting recognition, getting success, getting like being thrust into the spotlight, having a lot of admirers, having a lot of people adore you and want to be with you. So this is the public image. When it is paired up with the Ace of Cups, this is about love, and this is about the ways in which other people display how they love us versus the way in which we feel that we're loved, okay? So this combination is a very showy card. So first of all, I feel that for a lot of you Taurus who are in significant relationships or who are beginning something new, I feel that the partner that you're attracted to is someone who has the world at their feet. This is someone who is either very famous or either somebody who is very like financially stable, who has a lot of admirers, and wherever they go, there's like a train of people following them. This is somebody who has leadership qualities as well. And there's a lot of drive, ambition, passion swirling about them, and they are somebody who is well known, successful. Okay. I also feel that in this combination, it can be that for a lot of you, love has always come very easily for you. You had somebody that worshipped you, and you felt like you were, secure in that relationship. And I also feel that this is not the time to be taking those things for granted as well. So because it's a cup energy dealing with a very public persona, I'm going to say as well that you want to make sure the love is a reflection of how you feel. If you like somebody or they vice versa like you because of the public image that you project into a world, I don't feel that that is a stable, long-term, committed relationship. That's more of a superficial relationship. So either way, there are some, intimacy issues, public image issues that are coming through in terms of love and relationships for you for this month, okay? In terms of your finances, financially, you're going to have to curb the spending, okay? The Hangman, when it's shown up next to a Pentacles card like this, it basically indicates some type of sacrifices, not going so hard when you party, not going out and running up the bill and running up your credit card, for example. So I feel like practical considerations when it comes to your expenditures is going to be required of you. For those of you who have been going out a lot because you are attracting this type of energy where you're dating somebody who's like a high roller and they're used to this fast lifestyle, this really fast, extravagant lifestyle, I feel like if you're trying to court them, you are running up the bills, okay? I feel as well that a lot of you are trying to impress somebody. And I always say, the right person will know your value, will know your worth, and the right person cannot be courted with money. So try to keep that into perspective and cultivate authentic relationships and positive people in your life, okay? I feel like you're a Taurus, you're an earth sign, and you're all about finances and the good life and the good things in life. So there is a penchant for overindulgence. You are usually very practical with money, but I feel like there is somebody in your midst that is causing you to, want to go out of your way to help them or um, to court them. And it's a huge financial loss for you because it's just not practical. Real people should not be persuaded by money. Okay? So that's just the overall advice I'm sensing here. The hangman indicates some type of a sacrifice. And it basically means you have to let go of something in order to achieve something else. Okay? So this can be letting go of instant gratification in order to achieve long-term financial stability. This can be not listening to other people's advice around you. If they're saying like, oh, invest in this because in like 2 months it's going to blow up and you're going to hit pay dirt. Um, Take the time, invest in something that is a little bit more stable, that might take, rather than 2 months, 2 years to mature. So you want to be slow and methodical about this situation. Okay, so this is about foregoing short-term pleasures for long-term financial stability. I do feel you are going to have to rein in your expenditures a little bit. I feel a lot of extravagance spending happening around you. Somebody wants the good life, and somebody has the financial resources to sustain the good life, but only for like a year, 2 years max, and then the finances are going to be a major source of contention. So the good life needs to be worked at long term as well and planned out, mapped out long term. So it's nice to have the good life, but at this point in your life, Taurus, you are going to have to cut down on going out and major expenditures, okay? What is coming through as well, we do have some very, very intense, powerful, emotional cards, okay? For those of you who are in coupled relationships, I do feel there is some lies and deception for those who are in stable relationships, who have been with a partner. And I feel that you're not seeing eye to eyes this month. I do feel as well that you're in love with the persona. They likewise are in love with the persona, but there's more to the story. So you really have to do some digging. You really have to ask some important questions. You really have to have a heart-to-heart conversation with the other person, okay? Because I feel like this is a very illusory, both of these cards appearing together. It's a very blue Neptunian energy, and it indicates to me some type of veil, something being pulled over your eyes, and things are not what it seems. So you might want to be very careful about this, okay? I feel like a lot of you are mesmerized or entranced, and I feel like you're in love with someone. I feel like you're taken away by someone's, like swept off your feet, literally, with the Two of Cups here, swept off your feet. But you want to be careful. You want to be careful about this. For those of you who have started dating and you feel like you found the soulmate, you found the person that you're meant to spend the rest of your life with, I feel that you really still need to take it slow because it is in the beginning stages, and it is also an early romance. So with all this Neptunian blue energy, watery energy, I feel like for a lot of you, you might be involved with a water sign. So water signs are Pisces, um, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This can be their sun, moon, or rising. And I feel very strong Piscean energy coming through. But the point here is don't get swept away, because I feel like this whole row deals so much with the public image, how others perceive you, and it deals with like it's just like the stage. It's like the setting. It's not authentic. It's not real. Even though the Two of Cups is a very, very beautiful card when it comes to soulmate connections, there's a very strong soul connection, but like the external circumstances are very difficult for you to see one another authentically. So we're going to go back into the love reading specifically in a little bit, but I just want you to take it very, very slow and do away with the public image aspect. Ask your heart what it really feels, what it really wants, what will really make you happy, independent of other people, independent from the financial security, from the public image, from the persona, the success that you're hoping to achieve in your life. What is really making you happy this month? Those are questions that you should be asking instead, okay? So let's look at the advice here, and this is the path that you're supposed to follow. So, first of all, let's look at the situation this way. A lot of choices, most of them are probably not going to be that great for you. So there's a snake here, and that's not a good choice, because that can indicate a lot of jealousy and also, possibly betrayal and some negative toxic energy. So these are really, really, you have a lot of choices laid out for you, but you really want to follow your heart, and you really want to ask, just wealth and riches aside, because those are very minor things in life, relatively. They are pretty minor. You need enough to get by. But in terms of amassing, huge empires of just wealth, it doesn't serve our higher good, okay? So you want to get back to this childlike state where you ask your heart what it wants. You ask your heart who it wants to be with. And that's your answer. So I feel like narrowing these choices, these options would be very beneficial for you, because I feel like you're taken away by the glitz and the glamour, and you're not seeing things in its real light. You might miss out on a good thing while looking for the glitz and glamour, or you might be so fascinated and attracted and swept off your feet by the glitz and the glamour that you're falling for the wrong person. Okay, so be very careful about this energy. I feel a very strong Neptunian energy coming through. The next card here is the Ten of Pentacles. And when it showed up in the reverse position. But like I said, I'm not going to read reversals. And I feel like for a lot of you, there is this, when you were young, you think about, and this is something a lot of earth signs think about, so not just Taurus, but I feel that for a lot of Capricorns and Virgos as well. When you're like 5 years old, you think, when I'm 20, I'm going to do this. And you think, when I'm 30, I'm going to have a family. When I'm 35, I'm going to be at the pinnacle of my career and my financial success and life. And then I'm going to retire, at 40. And life is going to be planned out, structured in that exact way. And I feel like the rigid ways in which we are taught, and the whole concept about the biological clock, and the whole concept about achievements, and having a timeline in order to achieve these things, it's placing a lot of unnecessary pressure on us, because as humans, we progress through life and we're supposed to learn lessons as we go along the way. So we're supposed to derail or change our plans when they no longer serve us. So it is really important for you, Taurus. Think about what it is that you're hoping for and what the ultimate end goal is, because I feel like you're a little bit off track when it comes to um, public image, when it comes to money, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to accomplishment. You're getting a lot of accomplishments, I feel, with the Six of Wands, this is like the somebody who's getting a lot of recognition, somebody who's potentially very famous and they're, on top of the world. But are you really happy? Are the people around you authentically sincere? Because if you look at his face, he frankly looks a little bit bored. And is it like a shallow victory? Because are you up there, alone? And do you have a person that will still love you when all the fame and the glitz and the glamour fades away? So you really want to think about these long-term existential questions, like who is actually there for me? So we have the cups and the pentacles. This is illusion and this is reality. So I do feel that you have a lot of support around you. Make sure you nurture those relationships. Make sure you are thinking things, make sure that love and money are not linked up together, first of all. There should not be love considerations, or there should not be financial considerations when it comes to loving somebody. And likewise, some people, the right one for you actually, are not the ones that can be bought with money. Okay, so some assessment or reassessment in the ways in which you are viewing success, love, relationships, money, finances, something like that is all, it's all like tangled together. And it's up to you to extract it. And the only way for you to extract this really complex web is getting to the root of it, which is, what do I want to do? What is my calling? What do I really want to do? If I didn't have any constraints, what will I do? And you want comfort, you want stability, you want love, you want somebody that will open their arms up for you, even, no matter if you're on top of the world or down in the dumps. You want somebody who is going to be there through thick and thin. You don't want to be used. And if you don't want to be used, you have to change the way you are being perceived by the public environment. You are going to have to change your social circle and to be around people who are very genuine and sincere. Okay, so think about that a little bit. Obviously, this is not going to apply for everyone, but I feel like this message was also coming through last month. It's a little bit less jarring last month, but I feel like it's so prominent in this month's spread. So obviously the message needs to be reiterated once more. The last card that we have here is the Chariot. And the Chariot indicates a lot of success coming through and really hard for all these external successes. And they're no longer bringing you the satisfaction, the personal enjoyment. And you feel like it's kind of like for example, if you run a business and you work day and night in order to make it very lucrative, in order to establish something very solid with it. Now you feel as if it's running away from you, like it's running you. You are constantly trying to have to keep up with everything and you're no longer happy. Another situation here is if you've been, pursuing the wrong relationship partner, I do feel that you're kind of overlooking a lot of the um, differences within your relationship, not getting along. You're not agreeing on a philosophical level. Like I said, it is a relationship that is it's mainly about facade. It's mainly about the public image. In terms of love and devotion and things like that, it might be a little bit lacking. Doesn't mean that it's not there, but these are important conversations that you have to have with yourself and with another partner. Figuring out where your heart wants to be, what it needs in order to thrive, getting back to the basics, the fundamentals would be very important for you. Okay, Taurus? So finances looks good, but you want to be careful with extravagant spending. So that's the only advice regarding finances. That's like the major thing I feel coming through. Let's look at your love situation. I'm going to pull out 5 cards. I feel like you're emotionally checked out in a relationship, Taurus, honestly. I feel like a lot of you are, you're trying to You're trying to find ways to fix it. And I feel like a lot too much has been done and it might not be possible anymore. A lot of you are thinking that. And I feel like a lot of you have somebody new that is in your periphery, I feel. And I feel a sense of manipulation within the relationship, okay? So first of all, let's talk about this situation here. In terms of those who are single and dating, you have here a very strong air sign. So air sign is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. That is coming through for you. If you build upon it, the relationship will be very, very good. I feel that this person is a lot more, um, they like to spend a lot of time by themselves. They're very strong-minded, very strong-willed, possibly stubborn. They're not going to take what you say lying down. So they are going to ask questions. So I feel like you're dealing with somebody who might be, they're very fiercely independent, okay? And if you can cope with that energy, it can work. If you can not, if you feel like, no, I want somebody who is a little bit softer, a little bit more demure, a little bit more homey, and like somebody that makes you feel comfortable, that activates your heart chakra, like a water sign, or even like like more like a water sign, then I feel like right off the bat, this is not the right person for you. I feel it has a lot of potential and you both can grow immensely as a result of it. But the relationship is a little bit challenging to get off the ground and to maintain. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're at a crossroads and you don't know if you should proceed, okay? So first of all, we do have the air sign. The foundation is the Ace of Pentacles, which means it is very fruitful. It is going to bear fruit if you invest in this situation. It is going to stabilize into a stable relationship. It is going to allow you both to forge a new path for yourself in your own life. But I feel like, Taurus with like an air sign, it can pose some problems. Not all, but I do feel that the air sign shows up as a page energy. So they are very independent. They are a free thinker. They don't follow, doctrine and dogma, and they're not stickler for rules and regulations, and they bend and they test and they challenge social structures and foundations, okay? So this is a trailblazer and they're doing it in a very methodical way. So if this is somebody that you honestly can tell yourself, okay, well, I like their energy, I'm going to go with it. I feel that there will be some challenges, but it has potential to grow, okay? The other thing I'm feeling also as well is you're dealing with somebody who is very spiritually evolved. So you can be very highly spiritually evolved, or the other person that you're dealing with. So I do sense there is emotional distance, first of all, because they like to spend a lot of time by themselves. You're also very busy with your own things. You're building something of value for yourself. So I feel like you're meeting somebody who is very spiritually evolved, and the same techniques that you've used in order to court somebody in the past, in order to date, they don't really want the big, expensive, extravagant lifestyle. They're more evolved. They want something of value. So whatever you feel is of value to you, which is more on the physical level because you're an earth sign, is not valuable to them. They want somebody that can offer them philosophical, emotional, even spiritual expansion. So that's what they're really looking for. And if you want to get into this person's heart, that's the direction that you have to steer yourself. So I feel like the relationship poses a challenge because you both are very different. And I feel like you have to do some manipulation in order for you to make this harmonious, in order for it to work, in order for you to get the right combinations to be able to get this off the ground. And I'm sensing as well, this person that you're dealing with, they have walked away from a series of failed relationships. They've learned a lot from their past voyage, from their past experiences, and that is why they are spiritually evolved. I feel as well they're ready to walk away if they feel as if this relationship is not going to work, okay? They're not they're very comfortable being on their own, and there's nothing tying them to the past. This is somebody who travels light. She has like a legacy of failed things behind her. She is not one to be dependent on another relationship partner. So you're dealing with a very independent thinker and a person that is very independent in the way they live their lives. They travel light and they have no qualms about leaving if things are not working out. And I feel like a lot of this is bringing you anxieties. I feel like you like this person, but they're bringing you some type of anxieties. There's anxiousness, and it seems to me as if you know this is the person that is meant on your path, but you're also hesitant and scared about entering this because it's a new frontier, it's a new territory. So I feel like you're going through your arsenal and you're just like, okay, what can I do to impress them? I have this going for me. What can I do to impress them? Well, as the magician, if you speak from the heart, you are going to impress them with your passion, okay? If you speak from the heart. So you have all these things, and I feel like you're going through your arsenal and you're trying to decide on what can I do in order to make myself stand out in this situation. And it's making you a little bit nervous, but I feel like speak from the heart and everything will flow in an organic and authentic way. There is a relationship that has great value to you, or it has potential for stability for you, and go with it, okay? For those of you who are in committed relationships, I feel like there is a lot of stagnancy, stability, but it denotes stagnancy. I feel as well, all of these cards are very solitary. We don't have people coming together. We don't have, like we don't even have this where it's like people together, two people at least in a card. These are very, very solitary characters. So I feel emotional distance coming through. And this is something that you're going to have to fix within your relationship. And that means, trying new things, going on to different locations, trying new things to spice things up. Okay, the magician is greatly, he has like she has all these tools here. So, this is introducing new elements potentially to reignite the passion into the relationship. I also feel like emotional rifts, some type of spatial distance between the two of you. There might be a lot of concerns about building a future together, or a lot of concerns when it comes to material resources. And because of it, you're not devoting adequate time to your relationship partner. One person might feel intellectually inadequate. I feel like I'm getting that for some reason. And they might shy away from expressing their feelings or even their thoughts and their opinions. The other person might be perceived as someone who is very judgmental. So one person is recoiling due to feelings of inadequacy because the other person seems a little bit judgmental. So this is something that you really need to nip in the bud, because this is going to cause other long-term problems down the line already. So you want to really fix this, okay? Find ways to connect with one another in a more emotional way, and find ways to spice things up and make time for one another. So I feel like one person is like busy dithering with projects, hobbies, crafts, and things like that, and the other person is like, what happened to our date night? So I feel like forgetfulness is in the works for you. You have a lot of things going on in your head. So you want to just make sure you have a timetable set up so you're not forgetful about dates and about scheduling things for significant loved ones, okay? So Taurus, that is in store for you for this month. I hope you enjoy the new format. If you'd like a private reading, please visit my website where you can view my availability and to schedule an appointment for yourself. For all other questions, email me at temperatestar@gmail.com to do the mid-month reading. The mid-month reading formats will remain the same, 12 card Celtic cross spread, same deck, okay? So I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.